I am deeply grieved by my mother's death. Hello, my name is Pamela Teisler Rice. I will miss my mother, Lucille Evelyn Teisler, for the rest of my life. She was my mom. She was everything. She brought me into the world, need I say more? Every blessed moment of my life, I am in gratitude to my mom. She was there and I am here by the grace of my mom. My early years, they were idyllic. Fresh air, good schools, no crime, and when I came home for lunch, perhaps with a schoolmate, Mom was there with sandwiches. How many times had I watched while she cut off the crusts of the bread? She learned somewhere this was the right thing to do. That she carried through with this practice was emblematic of a woman who was a class act. Mom was there for me with true empathy from the beginning in abundance. As a baby, she told me, I wanted to be held incessantly. If she even tried to place me in the child seat of the shopping cart at the supermarket, I would immediately begin to cry. It could not have been easy, but Mom had to carry me the entire time as she picked out the groceries. I was a tough baby to raise. I was an even tougher child and young adult to raise. Mom did the best anyone could have. Back to the heart of this woman. When I had to go for a medical procedure and the doctor opted to not use a local, her eyes were filled with tears of empathy as mine filled with tears of searing pain. That's the way she was. She really did feel your pain, and nothing was phony about it. Mom liked to have fun with us kids. She was our mommy moomie, we would say, and she was fine with that. We were her babes, her young'uns, to the end. So many years ago, as kids, Julia, my sister, and I would squeal for joy when we got a lump in our cream of wheat. Mom was right there with us, enjoying the moment and making sure we had a few of those lumps. We liked lumps in our cream of wheat. Yeah, pretty weird. But Mom laughed about it. We all did. I thank her for that. In any case, we learned to laugh at ourselves and enjoy a precious moment back then. Our family was never indifferent to the news and the trends of the day. The world was deeply divided when I was a kid. Were you hip to the latest? Oh boy, the Teislers were. By the time the 60s rolled around, we found we needed more. Much more. So we turned to the avant-garde and conspicuous generosity. We asked not for ourselves what we could do for our country. We were so magnanimous. We were young and we knew everything. We were awesome. Then Vietnam. Our family opposed that war from the start. Mom was right there clapping for Gene McCarthy. Just the same, Mom was a fashion plate for change. You know, she even looked like Jackie, no joke. And she not only dressed like Jackie, she was beautiful like Jackie. Always put together herself when we looked like a bunch of hippies. Mom never got into the scruffiness thing, no way. That small-town Kentucky home sensibility of good manners and finishing school-style politeness was simply baked in. Mom had trouble trying to control us kids. Mostly me. There was a lot of licentiousness in the air in the 1960s, there in the name of virtue. Do your own thing. turn on, tune in, drop out. This was not a world Mom was familiar with, not one of a Southern Baptist raised girl such as she would be accustomed to. In the small town of Corbin, Kentucky, where Mom was raised, it was, she used to tell us, forbidden under the mores of the time to dance. And if you uttered a swear word in her little town of her youth, your mouth would be washed out with soap. If I have any finesse at all, it is to the credit of my mom. Mom faced many trials and challenges throughout her life. She was not raised for the go-go modern world. Traditional roles and values might have suited her for her entire life. But thanks to new ways of thought, to feminism, suddenly more was expected of a woman. To be Mrs. Theodore H. Teisler, which was the way Mom very proudly signed her name, was no longer good enough, not even something to be proud of. So Mom heroically went out into the work world. She held numerous paid positions after Julia and I left the nest. She was a cashier at a farm stand, a receptionist at the British Home for the Elderly, an assistant at the local library, and most notoriously a saleswoman at the intimate apparel department of Saks Fifth Avenue on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. She was a dedicated, honest employee that any boss would have been overjoyed to have. Mom was a storyteller supreme. That is well known. Seems her best moments were when she would capture the attention of everyone at the dinner table with her charisma and charm and tell an anecdote from when she was young. From when she was young. She enrolled in college courses in creative writing and drew upon her experiences on the job. Those jobs I just mentioned, especially the one at Saks Fifth Avenue. Characters from the Catholic school that she attended as a young woman, a girl, in grade school and high school, the nuns in particular, were fleshed out in reams of nostalgic prose. She was a star at her creative writing club, where age-wise she was older than many, and by many decades in some cases. Have to add a little note here. Mom's family raised her as a Baptist, but Mom attended a Catholic school, something that created a fair amount of confusion in this young girl's mind for her entire life. Dementia crept up upon my mom in her 80s, slowly. Everything for her became difficult. She could not keep up with her routines of self-care and organization. My sister Julia, living closer than I, came to her rescue. I to a much lesser degree. Julia took care of the mountains of loose ends that had accumulated at the house that Mom then shared with our dad, Theodore. She deserves mountains of praise for countless thankless tasks that went into Mom's and Dad's care to the end. Most notably, getting our parents into an excellent care facility and in selling their house. In closing, not much to say. If you've lost a parent or both parents, you know the hollowness that is the result. If your parents or parent still be alive, know that it is best to cherish every moment you have with them for as long as you have with them.